This video is going to talk about how to use the distributive property in equations. There are some times when you will have an equation that has parentheses in it. And in these parentheses you will see an addition problem, and you'll see something that you can multiply by on the outside of this. Now, you can follow PEMDAS on this, and that's absolutely okay if you can. In this case we can. 4 plus 2 is 6. So we have 3 times 6 equals 18. 3 times 6. Hey, look at that. 18 equals 18. And life's awesome. Or you can look at this another way. Instead of doing what's inside the parentheses first, you can use the distributive property and multiply to everything inside the parentheses. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6. 12 plus 6 is also 18. Both of these statements are true. This is a perfectly acceptable way to solve these. There are some times when you won't get a choice between the two ways to solve this equation. For example, if you have this equation, then you can't solve what's inside first, and you can't do that because you don't know what x stands for. So you have to use the distributive property. So we have to multiply 4 times x, and we have to multiply 4 times 2. 4 times x is going to be 4x. We have to bring down the subtraction sign. 4 times 2 is 8. Now what we have to do is we have to get rid of the 8. Again, we're going to work away from the variable and then work closer to it. So to get rid of that 8, we're going to add 8 to both sides, and we have 4x equals 52 plus 8 is 60. Now I can get rid of the 4, and now I can divide by 4 on both sides. X equals 60 divided by 4 is 15. And this is the only way to get our final answer, because without knowing what this is, we can't subtract first. So we have to distribute. If you have an equation like this, it's important to remember that you're only distributing to things that are inside the parentheses. So you have 3 times x and 3 times, you can always add the opposite, make that negative 7. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 7 is negative 21, which I'm going to write like this, or I can say plus negative 21. Either one works, either one is acceptable. Then I have my plus 4 equals 8. Before I do anything else, I'm going to simplify this equation. I'm going to get rid of this plus negative 21 and plus 4 because I can combine these terms. So 3x stays the same. Negative 21 plus 4 is going to be negative 17. And now I need to get rid of negative 17. And in order to get rid of that, I'm going to add 17 to both sides. So I'm left with 3x equals, well, 17 plus 8 is going to be 25. Now to get rid of this 3, I want to divide by 3 on both sides, and I'm left with x equals 8.3 repeating, or 8 1/3.